Welcome, everyone, to TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. I'm your host, TJ, and with me here, as always, is the Grumpy Old Man. They say there's no shame in his game because he's always the same.
That's me.
Grumpy, how are you doing this fine Thursday evening?
Okay.
Yeah,
Get ready for going on a little trip tomorrow.
That's right. Got a little trip upcoming, Grumpy Old Man. Get to see the Islanders play the Dallas Stars this Saturday. Many thanks to a special listener of the show who was able to get us connected, get us hooked up with those tickets, Grumpy.
True.
Yes, and I will tell you this here, Grump. There's a lot to talk about. I feel like as always on the TJ and the Grumpy Old Man show. But for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. We invite you to stick around a while. This is a twice-a-week all-sports podcast that takes place at Thursdays, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we talk all things sports. We talk NHL, NFL, NBA, MLB, college football, college basketball, and World Cup, and everything European football. So we've got a lot to talk about today. Obviously, the World Cup, Grumpy, is coming up very soon, starting
next Sunday. Starts Sunday. So, I mean, I know we're doing a show Sunday. I think there's only one game Sunday, which is usually the home team plays the weakest competition in their group to try to get them a win. So Qatar or Qatar or how it looks like Qatar to me. I don't know. People pronounce it different ways. I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
They're opening up. I know they will be opening up. And the United States plays Wales and Gareth Bale on the 21st, whatever day that is.
Yeah, Qatar plays Ecuador. So that's going to be the first game. That's going to be for those of you who are East Coast, it's going to be 11 a.m. up bright and early watching Qatar face off against Ecuador.
I love watching World Cup soccer.
A lot of reasons to be calling out of work. A lot of reasons to be showing up late. Who knows? World Cup soccer, ladies and gentlemen. But you're right that the United States does play Wales. That's going to be a Monday game, Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Monday, you kick off with quite a few big games. All right, you're going to you see the United States, you see Wales play, you're going to see Senegal face off against the Netherlands, so there's quite a, some good nationalities, some talented nationalities facing off Monday.
True.
So we're going to be talking a little bit about what our expectations are for this year or for this year's World Cup. We're going to be talking a little bit about some NFL, some revisionist, some hindsight, some NFL hindsight. I'd almost would phrase it as. Looking back through the lenses of yesteryear. And also we're going to be talking a little bit about the MLB had their awards today, the award ceremony. So we'll get to digest a little bit about who the AL, the American League MVP was, Grumpy, the man, the myth, the legend.
Well, yeah, they had all the awards, and they were all pretty accurate, except for one. I would have done a little bit differently. But other than that, I think they were pretty much spot on.
Absolutely. So, we're going to be talking about that today as well. For those of you who are new to the channel, again, as I mentioned, we invite you to stick around a while. We invite you to subscribe on YouTube, to like on Facebook, and to follow on Twitter. Also, if you enjoy this content, the best way to let us know that you do enjoy it is by leaving a thumbs up. It certainly apparently helps the algorithm. Who knows? That's what we're always told. It helps the algorithm. So we've got that there. But let's take a little bit of a dive in, Grumpy. Now, do you remember this offseason? There was an NFL trade. Or actually, you know what? We're not going to talk NFL. Let's talk first some MLB because there's only one MLB topic I really want to talk about. Aaron Judge, Grumpy. That superstar, Grumpy. Aaron Judge wins himself the AL MVP.
Deservedly so.
I want you to weigh in on the awards. Now, you'd said there was one award that you thought you would have done a little differently, but I want you to kind of share your opinions on the awards this evening.
Yeah, I thought they were all pretty much straightforward, honestly. Yeah. I thought that, and I don't know if you're going to show the voting for each category or not.
I don't have that. I won't have that pulled. I can get it for you, though.
Okay, I think I sent you the links that had all that stuff in there. Do whatever you like. I don't care. Aaron Judge, I felt deserved it. Anytime you hit 62 home runs, you lead the league in home runs and RBIs, and I think you just lose out on batting title. you're going to win MVP. Shohei Ohtani was the only other player who got first place votes. Matter of fact, those two players were 1 and 2 on every single ballot. So no problem there. I thought that Aaron Judge deserved it. Do you want me to go through what else happened with Aaron Judge? You want me to go through all the
Sure, go ahead and just talk with what you think about Aaron Judge.
Okay.
I'm trying to pull up as you want me
Aaron
to show.
Aaron Judge pops out a tweet that says that he wants to play for a team that's committed to winning. He says, we almost got there with the Yankees. I just want to make sure that I play for a team that is committed to winning. And I wonder if that's a subtle shot at the Yankees, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I just thought, ooh, that's an interesting.
I don't think the Yankees are committed to winning. I don't. I think the way they construct their team, players like Aaron Judge, you can have a player or two like that. But you cannot be a team full of huge swingers and guys that are, aiming for freaking home runs every single time up at bat. You have to be more consistent with the bat. You have to be more consistent. Getting on base is important. And you also have to be in a situation where your pitching staff is robust enough to go ahead and compete for a World Series. Those are situations where I don't think they address, just like with the Mets. They never had enough hitting. They had fantastic pitching. I thought, hey, maybe the pitching is going to be so unbelievably fantastic. They're going to be lights out. But we didn't get good starts from Scherzer or Bassett. And that's what cost us.
Okay, but I don't think you can say that the Yankees aren't trying to win. Maybe they're going about it the wrong way, but I don't think you can say they're not trying to win. I mean, they win. How many division titles have they won in a row? How many times do they get into the American League Championship Series and they just can't beat Houston? I just think it's a tough road to. I think it's unfair to say that they're not trying to win. And I just wonder if Judge is taking a subtle shot at them, or if he's just saying, hey, don't waste my time, crappy teams trying to sign me. I'm not going there. I want to go someplace to win.
I think if I had to pick between the two, I would say, don't waste my time, crappy teams. I'm not interested, is kind of what that means.
Okay.
If it was a slight, right? Here's the thing. I think the Yankees were extremely flawed. Right? We could say that, and I don't think they addressed the flaws. Just like the Mets had flaws. They didn't address the flaws in an adequate manner, which is why they collapsed at the end of the season.
I disagree on the Mets. I mean,
you believe the Mets were not a flawed team? The Mets could not get base run. They could not score runs consistently. And
okay.
What were their deadline acquisitions?
Okay.
Vogelback, the gorilla, and Vogelback, and who the heck is the other guy at the outfield?
Rough. Yeah. But okay, I thought they should have gone after Juan Soto hard. We're going to find out if that was a mistake or not, just to hold on to Alvarez, the catcher. But for me, I mean, the Mets made a whole lot of off-season changes.
Different. Okay.
I mean, they brought a new manager, and the Mets were talented last year, right?
And Showalter wound up winning the NL Manager of the Year award. Not shocking at all about that.
Right. We were going to get there. And you see, the National League, Goldschmidt was the favorite. I mean, he cooled off at the end of the year, but he was sensational for most of the year this year. And he was the runaway winner, and deservedly so. I think 3/4 of the way through the season, everyone was saying Goldschmidt's going to win MVP, and it was certainly the case. Same thing in the American League. It's not like anything was really close. You look at some of the other.
Here's the thing I will say about this. I think the American League regarding between Judge and Ohtani was more that Judge was just so unbelievable this year, which prevented Ohtani from winning. Because what Ohtani did was still spectacular. With the NL, I think it was more of, I don't think what Goldschmidt did was spectacular, if you know what I mean.
Oh, he had a really, really good year this year.
I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying, okay, if you had to think who had the better year, Goldschmidt or Judge, which way do you lean? I think that's a no-brainer, right?
Well, yeah, it's Judge. It's Judge for certain. But in the National League, Goldschmidt was the runaway. He was the runaway.
If Ohtani was in the National League, he wins the National League MVP without a doubt. And he's bar none the favorite. I'm just saying, right, when we talk about the top tier, it's one of those where it's unfortunate Ohtani doesn't win another MVP because, he just happened to run against Aaron Judge on a year where he was, a historic year for him.
Well, you could say the same things about Mike Trout, right? Every year. I mean, how many MVPs has he won? I think only 3, and he's come in second like 5 or 6 times because someone else just had a great year. But I think we can all agree that Mike Trout has been probably the best player in Major League Baseball over the last decade.
I'd agree with that.
I mean, but he's only won so many MVPs, but he's come in second, I believe, 5 or 6 times. So, it's just 1 year. Like I said, in the NL, Goldschmidt was the easy winner. In the American League, it was Judge. Like I said, I didn't think there was any mystery to who was going to win those awards, to be honest with you. And now we can talk about Cy Young, right? Same thing. Sandy Alcantara for Miami was by far the best pitcher in baseball this year.
Yep, and he was unanimous, the first unanimous Cy Young since Clayton Kershaw in 2014.
And to think about it, he threw 6 complete games this year, which to think about in this day and time, that's like almost impossible to do. And then in the American League, it was Justin Verlander coming back from Tommy John surgery at, I believe, 39 or 40 years old, and he was phenomenal. ERA under 2. I mean, just a tremendous year for him. No problems with those votes at all either. Then you look at the management category, right? Who are the managers of the year? This is one where I'm not going to say, oh, I definitely would have picked somebody over somebody else. I thought Showalter for certain should have won that, bringing the Mets back from where they were. I was interested Dave Roberts got so many votes. I know he came in second for the Dodgers, but I mean, they're always they're always one of the best teams in the league, and they keep on losing in the playoffs. So I'm glad Showalter won. In the American League, Francona won. Terry Francona won, which I was surprised. He was for Cleveland, and Cleveland was really, really good at the end of the year.
I think Cleveland overperformed too this year. Nobody expected Cleveland to do what they did.
But what about Baltimore? I think it's their first winning record in, I don't know, a dozen years. I mean, they were in the running for a playoff spot up to the last couple of weeks.
With all those young, talented players too.
And how about Scott Service for Seattle? I mean, that was another team that was really bad at the beginning, played a whole bunch of young guys. They made the playoffs, wound up getting beat by the Astros in the second round. But I mean, really a good showing from them. They have a lot of young players too. But it was Terry Francona, track record, and he did do wonderful things with Cleveland. Now, the next category, I'm just going to talk about real quick, Rookie of the Year. This is the only one where I had a little bit of I would have went with somebody else. In the American League, obviously Julio Rodriguez, not even close, deservedly so. In the National League, Michael Harris II beat out Spencer Strider, the pitcher, both of them for the Atlanta Braves. And I would have definitely went with Strider. I just thought he was better over the course of the year. And Harris he only played, I think, 110 games, something along those lines. He wasn't starting up with the team to start the year. But Strider was spectacular.
Yeah.
And I thought he deserved to win Rookie of the Year. That's the only one that I even have a quibble with. Everything else was pretty much straightforward.
I mean, Spencer Strider did come out there, and I remember he talked a little shit this year too. So,
mustache. He's got that mustache thing going.
Yeah,
he's good.
I do remember that, and I mean, you look at the numbers, right? A 2.67 ERA, a WHIP under 1, 202 strikeouts and 131 innings pitched. For a guy who's a rookie, I mean, those are fantastic numbers. Fantastic numbers, Grump.
Without a doubt. I mean, you just don't see that, particularly today's day and age where, you're seeing an ERA of, anything under 4. Oh, that's pretty good. I mean, he's under 3. That's why Verlander under 2. It's like unheard of.
I mean, with Michael Harris too, he had a fantastic year. I mean, so it's tough. I don't know. It's both of those. We talk about the Braves, right? My God, the freaking Braves. And you've got to be, as a Braves fan too, with the young talent that plays well and that's flourishing, you've got to be extremely ecstatic with what you kind of see. I mean, Michael Harris, 297 batting average, 19 homers, 20 stolen bases, 75 runs, 64 RBIs. I mean, this is in a year to where I cannot remember who was it. Who was it who underperformed for the Braves? Was it? Acuna, well, he was. I mean, he was kind of bouncing back a bit, but he missed some time. But he underperformed based off of what he looked like he was doing. I mean, if he stayed healthy 2 years ago, right, he was the favorite to win the NL MVP, and this year he comes back and a little sluggish off of that ACL injury, I guess.
One thing Atlanta is able to do is their farm system is just spectacular. They
Great at
and the
developing
Dodgers,
young men.
the Dodgers and the Braves are consistently the two best organizations in the National League for certain for developing young talent. In the American League, you can look at the Indians. Uh, they're kind of the forerunner, and Houston, of course. But the teams that are able to develop their young talent, that's why they're good year after year. You can't go out and sign every free agent that there is, particularly with the luxury tax. If you can develop young talent, feed them up through your system, augment it with free agency, that's how you wind up establishing a consistent winner over time. And that's what you're seeing with those organizations.
Mm. Yeah, one organization that pretty much every player they pump out is just trash regarding prospects for where they're rated.
Who? Yankees?
Yeah, Grumpy, you got it. There it is. The Yanks.
Yeah.
At least for
Well,
where they're rated. I mean, like you get prospects that are extremely highly rated for that organization. I think solely because they play for the Yankees farm, and then they get up to the MLB and they just completely fizzle out. I'm not saying every team has great success ratings with everybody who's a highly rated prospect, but I'm just saying for the Yankees, for how many of these guys that are top rated guys going through the farm system, how many of them fail out, I feel like is significantly higher than other teams that have similar spots.
Well, a lot of the Yankees prospects get moved to other organizations and deals for established talent. So, it's not like they're trading, okay, this guy's a surefire, he's a triple
Those
A
guys
guy.
don't work out elsewhere either.
Yeah, well, it could just be how the other teams develop prospects. I don't know. I do feel that the Yankees overvalue their prospects, and the media absolutely buys into whatever they say. I mean, I'll never forget, Cliff Lee was a fantastic left-handed pitcher. I think he was with Seattle at the time or Cleveland, and the Yankees wanted him, and he wanted getting moved to Philadelphia or wherever. And they wouldn't give up Jesus Montero, catching prospect.
Yep.
Just that's the deal breaker to bring in
Cliff Lee.
Right, Cliff Lee. And the one thing the Yankees needed to win was Cliff Lee. And you're in it to win World Series. That's what you're in it for. I mean, Jesus Montero busts out, and Cliff Lee was a really, really good pitcher for a long, long time and would have really helped the Yankees in those years. And like I said, sometimes you have to be willing to part with a prospect or two.
Mm.
And the Yankees, they never want to get rid of their big time prospects, but you're right. Most of them don't pan out. When was the last time a Yankee prospect panned out? I mean,
top rated prospect because there are guys like Aaron Judge who goes through the system and he's, spectacular, drafted by the Yanks. But Aaron Judge, even throughout his prospect times, wasn't one of those guys who was a top rated guy for the Yanks. But I mean, you're right. That's my point. The Yankees just consistently have these top rated guys every single time. Pretty much they fail out without skipping a beat. Gleyber Torres was a guy who was a top rated prospect, top 5, top 10. He's an average ball player at the MLB level.
He came over from the Cubs, I believe, or Cleveland, in a trade.
Yeah, it must have been the Cubs.
When the Yankees were in there 1 year where they're like, okay, we're going to get rid of Andrew Miller, we're going to get rid of Aroldis Chapman, and we're going to load up on prospects. I want to say the last time the Yankees have consistently developed prospects for the big team is when Gene Michael was there, when they brought in Jeter, Posada, Bernie Williams, Andy Pettit. Those guys all came up through the Yankee system, but really in recent history, it just has not been the case. Thanks for taking a shot at my Yankees. Appreciate it.
Hey, man, anytime I have the ability to take a shot at the Yanks, Grumpy, you think I'm going to go ahead and turn that down?
That's all right.
Are you crazy?
That's
Are you
all right.
crazy, Grumpy? But yes, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I speak the truth. I know. I mean, I know. Believe me, I know. And they're not built correctly. And they're just bringing the same guys back. How Aaron Boone's keeping his job, how Brian Cashman honestly is keeping his job, I just don't know how. like I said, the kids are just different than George Steinbrenner. All he cared about was winning. All he cared about. He was great for Yankee fans, just great.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So he won so much, Grump. But yes, let's look at a few comments here because I want to get to some NFL talk.
Yes.
And Drew says, "Hello, guys. I'm sorry, Grumpy, but you lost the title for most points in fantasy. That belongs to me now."
It's early. Season's not over yet.
Goon says the Islanders game tonight is a toilet that needs to be flushed. TJ, please do the honors. Right? I saw
that should be a sound that you have on your little boop boop, your little button, just a little toilet flush sound.
Really quickly, I'm sorry. I was watching it. Did you see Romanov make contact with the head of the National Predator there? Ooh, I'll tell you.
I did not.
Hey, something else. Andriel said, my prediction is France. For what reason? Not a damn clue. France won the last World Cup.
France will not win the World Cup this year.
Yeah, I was about to say, Conte's out, injured. I mean, they've got
their front line is loaded. Their defense is okay.
Midfield garbage.
Their midfield is trash. A lot of injuries.
What it should be. I was about to say, Nkudu, he wound up getting hurt too in training. A freaking player on the club team freaking goes in, spikes up, and goes ahead and bends, and I think breaks a bone in his ankle. You're like, what the are you doing in freaking training?
Yeah.
Practice. We're talking about practice.
Yeah. I mean, but here's the thing. Canty's a big loss for them. Pogba not being there. They have no depth in midfield, just none. And that's going to be their undoing. It will be.
I like Pogba. I know you don't, but
I think he's overrated. Always has been.
Talented man, Grumpy, and you just don't understand. Nick says here, apparently bribes have been going on the opener game. $7.4 million paid to the Ecuadorian players.
Probably to lose.
I didn't hear anything about that.
They got that oil money. I don't know. I didn't hear it either. Nick O knows a little bit more than we do.
Goon says, TJ, a special request. Can you take one arm out of your tank top and model the Tarzan look?
Tarzan. Do you know
I know who Tarzan is.
Okay. What was Tarzan? Do you remember what he was? What was he?
George of the Jungle.
No, that's not. George of the Jungle is George of the Jungle. Tarzan. Oh, forget it. Just forget it. Did you ever go to Disney World? I know you have.
Yes. Oh, wait, what do you mean? Yes, we have. Yes.
That's why I know. Do you remember when they had a guy swinging across the vine going, oh, that was Johnny Weissmuller playing Tarzan. And he had just one strap up there and his other strap was down. You see how you have your little sleeveless shirt there?
Yeah.
Forget it. You don't get it.
Yeah.
Forget it, Goon. He doesn't get it.
Joseph C says, hey, guys, enjoy the Dallas trip. At least you aren't traveling to Buffalo this weekend. Although, I don't know why anybody would ever want to travel to Buffalo.
Wow. Shots at Buffalo, too.
Let me ask you this, Grumpy.
Let me say something. This is a feisty fan base.
A feisty fan base.
Taking shots at other cities. I don't blame them. Nothing wrong with that.
I tell you, Grumpy. I tell you. Now, did you see they're supposed to be projected 6 feet of snow in Buffalo?
They have moved the game from Buffalo to Detroit as of this afternoon.
Okay. I didn't see that.
Now, here's the thing, though. If you're a fan of the team, and let's say you're a fan of Cleveland, I guess it doesn't matter but you've set up, travel plans, bought tickets.
Yeah. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Well, I'm just saying, now you got to go to Detroit. What's worse, Buffalo or Detroit? I'm going to say Detroit, right?
Detroit. Yeah. Not even a question. You kidding me? Detroit.
You get killed in Detroit.
Well, you worry about Josh Allen catching Lionitis, where he goes ahead and touches. He touches the. Maybe he'll be on the home side for the Detroit Lions, and he'll be just infected.
Okay.
Yikes! Not good, Grump.
I love that Lions logo, though. I love their helmet. It's great. Just love it.
I like Dan Campbell.
He's a jerk.
I like Julian and Romeo Aquara. Those are the guys I support. Goon says, all right, let's cut the crap. Who wins Sunday? The Jets or the Patriots?
Go ahead, DJ. Who are you saying?
I want to say the Patriots.
It's going to be the Patriots. It's going to be the Patriots. The Jets will do Jets things to cost them the game.
Zach Wilson, I've expected him to take a step forward this year.
They don't have a quarterback
Hasn't.
coach. They don't have a coach. He missed how many weeks when he was injured? I mean, he's looked good in spurts. They have the wrong offensive coaches there. Period. End of sentence, end of story. Too much pressure. And one thing Bill Belichick still does well, he's still able to flummox young quarterbacks for the most part.
Yeah, he does a great job of doing that. And I
Very
mean,
good.
Zach Wilson, you look at it, just feels like for Jets quarterbacks too. Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold, all these young these young Jets quarterbacks. I'm seeing ghosts out there.
It's
Holy
where quarterbacks go to die. This New York Jets is Hempstead.
oh, stop. Joseph C said it will be nice when Otani wins the AL MVP next year and ends up in the orange and blue in 2024.
I tell you what, tell me that wouldn't make the Mets the big team. The Mets are another team. I mentioned last night on the Islanders Never Say Die podcast that Islander fans have an inferiority complex. So do Mets fans. They always think that they're second banana to the Yankees, and for the most part they are. But with the exception of when the Mets were winning World Series, like in 1986, they've always been second place to the Yankees. Shohei Ohtani is the type of guy that you need to put you on the back of the back page every single day. I mean, he's just one of those guys. That would be quite a coup for the Mets.
I think so. He'd be fantastic. I still think they need to sign DeGrom back, bring him back, do what you can to bring him back. You know what? Because it's not my money. I don't give a shit. Go ahead and go as high as you possibly can on that luxury tax there. Going, I don't care. I don't have to worry about paying anything like that. Go ahead and keep paying them more out of pocket.
Steve Cohen's a billionaire. What the hell does he care?
Yeah, by saying doesn't, I don't think he cares that much. Maybe he does though. Drew L said, Grumpy. To go off your point, Aaron Judge is probably saying that because he wants Cashman and Boone gone as well.
That's not happening this year. I mean, I hear the San Francisco Giants are all in on him.
The Giants are, they're a competitive team.
Yeah. Is that a team that you say, hey, they're a winner? No.
But okay, if they make a huge play on Judge, they're not just going to sit on their hands and say that's the only thing we do this offseason. Historically, when a team makes a big splash, they're going to add additional pieces. Look what the Texas Rangers did this offseason. When teams make these splash, I mean, like I think about like big splashes. You remember when the Miami Marlins went ahead? Oh, we got Jose Reyes, Mark. I cannot remember the hell. Mark Burley, I think was his name, the pitcher, or I can't. So many years ago,
they've never bought players. They've always sold.
They did no. They bought like 2 or 3 big name guys in one offseason. When teams go after a big name guy, they're going to add more than just one. They look to add a few because it's like this is a chance that we feel we can capitalize on.
I don't think the Marlins were like that, but I mean, certain teams, yes, go all in. I just don't know if San Francisco is one of those teams. Maybe they think they're just a bat away. I don't know. I mean, they're so far. They're third in that division. They're behind the Padres, who have absolutely been going all in, and the Dodgers. I mean, it's like, okay, are they a surefire winner? I don't know about that.
When you look at it, too, that was that 2011 offseason. They also brought in Heath Bell, the closer, who at that time period was good. Remember, that's that team. That was that Marlins team that had Hanley Ramirez before he was finished. You remember freaking Hanley Ramirez? Man, Hanley Ramirez was bright for about a few, I'd say like 5 or 6 years, Grumpy. What'd you say?
Yeah, Hanley Ramirez was good for a while. Yes, he was.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, I'm not looking at you. I assume. Okay, gotcha. I'm not looking at you, but I mean, like, I'm just saying those teams. My point is, teams when they're going to add a big name piece, they don't just add one piece. They usually add a few pieces. That's all the point I'm trying to make with this.
Well, it depends what the makeup of the team is, or you just one player away. Like, see, for me, if the Mets would have won after Juan Soto, they were just one piece away.
In the offseason, when teams add pieces, they don't add one piece. If you're looking to make a big splash, you add multiple pieces.
Okay. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Everything, it depends on how bad your team is. Texas Rangers last year, yes, they went after Simeon and Seager. How did it work out for them? Not too good.
Doesn't happen overnight. You don't go from, hey, we're going to transform the team overnight. That's not how that works, Grump.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is San Francisco one of those teams where Aaron Judge says, yeah, they're going to be a winner? I don't know. Like I said, they were third in their division. And it's a long way up to see the Dodgers. I mean, maybe not as much of a look up for the Padres, but the Padres are young. I mean, the Padres are absolutely in it to win it. And the Giants right now, they're third. They're like third place. Long way to go for them. It's not like you're in another division where, okay, we were contending for a title. Aaron Judge puts us over the top. I don't care, Aaron Judge, you put him on that team. They ain't beating the Dodgers next year. That's not happening. They're playing for second place.
Yeah, if the Giants are they're going to have to add multiple pieces if they add Judge. It's that simple.
Like I said, I've just heard they're all in for him this year.
Drell said, but I'm not watching the Yankees games, if not barely any of them. At this point, it's a definition of insanity. Yeah, to continue to invest time in that team right now is just.
If you're the Yankees, do you take a run at DeGrom?
Good luck.
Well, I'm just saying they wouldn't go after Castillo at the deadline, and they settled for Castillo, not even light, and Frankie Montas.
Yeah.
You find out that
from the Athletics.
And as I say 100 times before, it takes a certain type of player to play in New York under that pressure. Jacob deGrom is one of those players. So is that a guy you take a run at? I would. deGrom and Cole at the top of that order. And then you got, Severino. Now you have the makings of quite a pitching staff.
Yeah, deGrom's not going to the freaking to the Yanks. You're nuts. Okay. You're nuts. Not happening. Okay, what in prior history would indicate that? Yes, the Yankees would get Jacob deGrom in addition to their current pitching staff. I just don't see it.
They've consistently tried to sign those players to big deals. They don't develop their own pitching. I remember way back they were going after Greg Maddux. They signed Catfish Hunter. He was like the first big pitcher to move. That's going way back in the 1970s.
Yes.
And they're always trying to bring pitchers in, fortify the staff. I'm just saying, you want to deal a blow to the Mets on the back page of the New York Post, Newsday, Daily News? You signed Jacob deGrom. Holy crap.
Jacob deGrom is a man of perfect integrity and loyalty. He would never betray the New York Mets, Grumpy. Yeah. How dare you even imagine that he could possibly go somewhere else for more money? But, man, we've talked enough baseball today. 30 minutes of all baseball.
Grumpy. I just want to say Jacob deGrom, for that integrity, did opt out of the contract with the Mets to become a free agent.
Because he wants to take a cheaper contract, Grumpy. That's why he opted out. He's so team friendly. He said, I'm going to get paid too much. I need to take a cheaper contract. Alexander says, look at that pitcher, Grumpy. Oh, goodness.
Gosh.
Says, what's up, guys? I'm worried that since the Mets are most likely going to let deGrom walk, they are, they're looking at possibly signing an old pitcher like Verlander. I don't want him.
Okay, would you want Verlander or deGrom?
deGrom.
Okay. deGrom, history of injuries, more so than Verlander, way younger, 7 years younger.
No, hold on. No. What are you talking? You're talking about deGrom right here, way younger than Verlander. I'm sorry.
Yes. But he's more injury prone. See, that's my whole thing with deGrom. How far are teams willing to go with him for a guy who's proven a little bit fragile the last few years? When he's pitching, he's phenomenal, but can you count on him for the whole year? That's the quandary that GMs are going to be in this offseason.
Gungun says, does Buck winning Manager of the Year 4 times with 4 different teams make him a surefire Hall of Famer, or does it merely mean Bupkis?
How many World Series has he won?
0.
So that's your answer right there.
Okay, you don't have to win a damn World Series to be a Hall of Fame coach.
Yeah, you do.
You think so?
Absolutely. If you're going to make the Hall of Fame as a manager where you were not a player, you're going to have to win a World Series. And I think Buck Showalter's a great manager. I really do. He's not a Hall of Famer. You got to win a World Series.
Joseph C. says the Mets lack power after Lindor and Alonso. They need to find another impact middle of the order bat. They have to fix the bullpen. Just no consistency outside of Ottavino, Grumpy, and Diaz. Ottavino. You can tell how well I pronounce names.
Okay, but
what are you doing?
You have Marte. I think they need a big bat in the outfield. That's why I thought Soto was the guy for them.
Okay, we gotta stop talking.
Okay, but that's what they need. How about the Mets going after Judge? How about that? How about the Mets going all out to sign Aaron Judge?
You think a flip between Judge and DeGrom?
Man, oh man. I tell you what, New York sports writers, their heads would be blowing off their shoulders. The fans wouldn't know who to cheer for. I think that'd be great. I think that'd be fantastic. The whole baseball world would be focused on the Mets and the Yankees.
Joseph C. also saying Francisco Alvarez is going to be the best power hitting catcher in baseball in 2 or 3 years. It's just not soon enough with the rest of the roster being a veteran win now team.
Maybe he'll be the best power hitting catcher in 2 or 3 years. He's not even a regular yet. He's never even played in major league. I think he had 1 game, 2 games in the major leagues. You don't know.
I think there's never been a prospect, Grumpy, that you can't miss on more than this guy, Francisco Alvarez. I heard he's going to be better than Mike Piazza. Obviously, all kidding aside,
just think about it, right? Alvarez looks great. Let's say he has a great year, 1 year under Showalter, and then all of a sudden he goes in the tank. You know, that reminds me of Gary Sanchez. People saying the same thing about Sanchez. It's 40 home runs in 1 year. It's 270. Fantastic catcher. All of a sudden, down the tubes. You never know.
Gungun says, Grumpy, you've inspired me to sit on the other side of the sofa, as you did recently. Thank you, buddy.
Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to inspire.
Andriel said, what did you guys make of the Yankees and Mets collusion garbage?
I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm not sure what that is either. Andrew, you're going to have to inform us. Alexander said, Buck never should have won the award. He should be fired for the bad decisions he had down the stretch.
Okay. I don't know.
Example, you got Alvarez on the bench and you don't use him. You bring him up for the playoff roster and you just don't use him.
Maybe he's just not ready.
That could be it too.
I mean, you want to throw a rookie into a playoff race where you have to win games to hopefully win division and then, win playoff games. I don't know.
Oh God. Drew said, talking about the 3 to 6 inches of snow or 3 to 6 feet of snow. Driel said that's taller than Devin Singletary, the running back.
Ooh.
Well, he would have probably had a very explosive day hiding in all the snow. But what's up, Frank? How are you? Joseph C. said Cashman has been with the Yankees for longer than I've been alive. Started with him in 1986. Don't ever expect them to fire him. He's like family.
Sorry. You know what? Every once in a while, you got to kick the bird out of the nest. I don't care if he's family or not. You're there to win.
Alexander says here, after Sunday's game, it's time to start acknowledging Tua and accepting he's a franchise quarterback. I've got a clip of Tua, Grumpy. That's going to make him look. You're going to like it. That's all I'm going to tell you. And the fantastic, brave coach, McDaniels. McDaniel is such a leader of men. When you hear him talk, you think, holy shit, this is a guy who demands everybody's respect because he's such a brave leader. Amari Production says, oh my God, the Islanders look terrible. They have. But here's the thing, right? Coming out in the third period, they've been dominated for the first 40 minutes of action. Coming out in the third period, here they are looking much more competent team, and the Predators get a few chances, but Sorokin has to come up huge in order to keep them in the game.
Sorokin's been great today.
It's the typical Islanders play. Shitty 40 minutes, shitty first 2 periods of hockey, and then we come out, we look motivated and inspired in the third period, and we have to have this huge Herculean effort to try to go ahead and tie a game or to win a game in regulation, maybe force OT. And you think to yourself, how much is a team full of 30-year-olds? How often do you think they're going to be able to do that throughout the year? We think in all season they're going to be able to continue with that effort level? I don't.
You just run out of gas.
Correct. And when you're out of freaking gas in an NHL season, you're out of gas for the rest of the year. It's not like, let me go ahead and fuel up again. Let me fuel up at the All-Star break and get everything going. Right, Grumpy?
All I have to say about the Islanders is they score goals in funny ways. It's just like a mass jumble, and somehow the puck pops out and it goes into the net. I mean, when teams are lucky like that, though, maybe it's a magical year for them.
Amari Production said, lucky it's 4-2. Absolutely. And Drew L said, I thought Cashman was here since 96. Is a long time. Tony Chi said, TJ would be the in shape, out of shape Tarzan.
Oh, shit.
More of the out of shape Tarzan, that's for certain. And honestly, a younger Grumpy was basically short haired Tarzan. Oh, fuck. Don't go ahead and pump his damn tires up. My gosh.
Sure.
And let's see here. Alexander says, and also forgot, yep, Buffalo is one of the most softest organizations ever. Wow. It was Mark Burley. That's who it was they brought in. I thought it was. Miami did. I tell you. Gungun said, did Boone hitting the table and spilling over a water bottle turn the Yankee season around?
He sucks. No. He's like the Josh Bailey of the coaching world.
Andrew L said, the Devils win again.
In Toronto.
WTF.
82, 79-3, baby. Here we go.
There it is. Hey, the Islanders are headed that direction.
Yeah.
They'll be there in no time, Grumpy. But Alexander says here, the Marlins gave Reyes that huge contract after he won the batting title. Yeah, and he had like a freaking, was it like 50 or 60 stolen bases, some crazy number like that?
He sucks.
Oh, stop.
Do you remember, TJ, when you said that you'd rather have
what part of we're not talking any more baseball? We're 40 minutes. Seriously, though, we've got other shit to talk about, and that's what you're bringing up. We've got other things to talk. No. You were just bringing that shit up out of the blue, and you wonder why we can't stay on topic, because Grumpy likes to go all over the place, and sometimes
I just wanted to inform the people how you said you would much rather have Jose Reyes over Derek Jeter back in the day.
Yeah, when Derek Jeter was finished as a player, I did want Jose.
No.
Yes. Yes, I did. When Derek Jeter retired, I'd rather have Jose Reyes. That's right. Gungun said, should Subway bring back the $5 footlongs? I'm not sure how that would work for business-wise, but if they could, I'd be a fan of that. It's only a matter of time. It becomes a $10 footlong. We'll start singing a song about a $10 footlong.
Or $5 6 half a foot long. I don't know.
6-inch sub.
The Islanders starting their comeback. It's 4-3.
Why are you watching? Glued to the game, Grumpy. TV off, bro. TV off, Grump.
It's on in the background.
And here I am trying to help Grumpy. It feels like I'm sometimes just trying to do everything because Grumpy's just staring at the TV. Grumpy, TV effing off, bro.
Keep rolling.
Get the TV off, huh? Joe said, yep. TJ, I think you better check the tweet. Oh, God. You're better than Reggie Bush. Oh, God, I can't wait to see that. Alexander says, watch out. Soto won't be in San Diego much longer. Everybody knows Soto wants to be a Met.
Okay. I don't know about that, but if I was the Mets, I absolutely would have made a trade for him. Absolutely. That could have put them over the top this year. You never know.
And Alexander said, yep, DeGrom felt disrespected by the Mets.
I don't see how he could feel that way. Rob
G said, hello, fellas. We need a big comeback win tonight. Go Islanders. I'm telling you one thing. Our team is not very good. The more I watch us, wow. Nashville is challenging for goaltender interference. We'll see how that goes. But, we're going to be in a spot to where every single game we've got to come back from 2 goals down in the third period to win. No, that's not. We're not continuing that for the entire season long. And Gungun says, can there ever be another pine tar incident in baseball, or has that ship sailed?
They've homogenized. TJ, do you know what the pine tar incident was?
Why don't you talk about it, Grump?
That's a no. It was when the Yankees were playing the Kansas City Royals, and they knew that George Brett, who was the third baseman for the Royals back in the day, he had pine tar like halfway up his bat. It's only supposed to be a foot from the bottom up. And they knew that he had been doing it like that. And they waited. He had a home run in like the 9th inning or something like that, top of the 9th or top of the 8th, whatever it was. And it was, matter of fact, no, it was the top of the 9th. He hit a home run. And as he walks around the base, Billy Martin comes out and says, I want you to check that bat for pine tar. They slapped it down. I know it's on YouTube. He puts it down by the plate, and he goes over to George Brett. And he goes, you're out. And George Brett comes busting out of the dugout and gets in the umpires' faces. Eventually, and this was horseshit, the rule was, they said no, that didn't match the spirit of the rule. Well, you know what? If that's the rule, that's the rule. You should have said, okay, we're getting rid of that rule moving forward. But just because the Yankees and Billy Martin outsmarted the Royals, who were acting with not within the rules, does not mean that they should have reversed that call. They did. The Yankees lost that game, but they wound up winning that year. So,
well, it didn't really matter in the end then, did Grump?
here it is.
Yeah, pull it up.
Look at how high the pine tar is up. It's like halfway up the damn barrel.
Who gives a shit?
Well, it's
I tell you one thing.
big deal.
All I can think of, Vladimir. How high up was Vladimir Guerrero's pine tar his entire career?
Not like that.
When I think of the last guy who used a lot of pine tar, I think Vladimir Guerrero.
And hold on, you see Thurman throws the bat over there, and there's George Brett. Look at me, I'm happy. He's like, hey, there's Billy Martin. Look at how high that pine tar's up. He's like, holy shit, we got a problem here. Let's take a look. And there's Billy, always has something up his sleeve. He's like, hey, Georgie boy, guess what?
Let me ask you this. So how is the pine tar going to allow you to hit better there?
It's sticky. It's sticky.
Why is that going to help? How is that going to help you with trajectory off the bat with the ball?
Maybe it grabs the ball a little bit more and jettisons just a little bit.
How?
That's why they don't let you use it.
I would assume if it's sticky, if as you're swinging the bat, it's sticky and it tries to congeal further with the bat, it's not going to send the ball further, if you know what I mean.
Maybe so you barrel up better. He's feeling it. Look at him. He's feeling it. Billy's going, hey, doesn't matter if you can feel it. It's illegal. That's what he's saying.
I just want to get to the point where this guy flips his shit. Oh,
there they go. They're measuring it. Oh, it's well over the line.
Oh, no.
Here comes. Oh, let's try to measure it a different way. Anybody not to make this call.
They might be going to call George Brett out. Well, yeah, he's out. Yes, Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out. David Mack, he is out.
This is when sports were good, buddy.
Yes.
Referees are putting motherfuckers in chokeholds over here. This guy comes running out of the dugout like he's about to murder this umpire.
Got him in a chicken wing crossface over there.
Might be going to call George Brett out.
They're out.
Whoa!
Oh my God.
Look at him. He has hand behind his back.
That's good. That's good.
Look at him. You know what? He needs 24 hours in a psych ward and a Thorazine drip.
Jesus H. That's a good one.
Oh, I told you. It was great. Good stuff.
Oh, man. Oh, man. I wonder if he was thrown out after that little
he was ejected.
Oh, too bad. Too bad, Grumpy.
But like I said, the league reversed that call, made them play the last half inning over, and the Yankees wound up losing. I think it was 5-4.
Alexander says, no Grump. What you said back. Ike Davis. Memories. One good year. And just totally busted out the rest of his career. I remember Ike Davis. Yeah, my God. Mets first baseman. Andrew L. said, there's an investigation that the Mets and Yankees communicated improperly about Judge. It's all over Twitter. Ugh.
Oh.
Who cares? All these teams tamper. They do all that stuff well beforehand. Who the heck knows? Let's see. The Islanders are going to win tonight. Watch, says Rob G. My God. What are you doing, Grump?
I'm shaking on my drink. Is that okay? Sorry.
You didn't have your mic. Your mic's not over there.
I told you the battery doesn't work. I got to get a new battery.
New battery. Goon says, no comparison between Jeter and Reyes. Reyes was a legend in his own mind.
Yeah, and TJ's as well.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Nashville called a timeout. That's what it was. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Thanks for the update there, Rob. Dolphins are going to win the AFC East. Grumpy TJ.
Man, Alexander has just been pushing this narrative for quite a while, hasn't he?
Will we win? Will we win Saturday night? Because you know why. You guys bring good luck along with me.
I hope so. I hate to go somewhere and watch them lose.
Oh, man. Oh, man. And it looks like TJ is trying to yell at the Islanders to get their acts together. Oh, I'll tell you.
You know what I like? I love it when there's little kids around, particularly if I'm rooting for the other team. and you can have
Well,
all
that's
those.
when the guy came running out of the dugout. That's us trying to yell to get their acts together is what it is. And he says, or Grumpy running and yelling at TJ to come on time to the podcast.
Yeah, but what I love to do? You get like little kids who go to games, and they're the home team, of course. And I always love rooting for the other team, and just kind of cutting up with them for the whole game.
I'm pissing
It's
them off
great.
there. Oh yeah, kind of just making them a little aggravated.
Yeah,
I'll tell you. Oh God Almighty. He said better than Reggie Bush, Saquon Barkley. My God. So there's some other items, Grumpy. I didn't want to spend 50 minutes talking about baseball, but you found a way. We found a way, Grumpy, because there's a lot to talk about. I wanted to.
the Islanders are going to win this game in regulation.
Okay. You can't. Are you not paying attention at all what I'm saying?
I absolutely am. I'm waiting you to get to the next topic. You keep on running down baseball, and I'm waiting for you to
I
get
was
to
talking about what we're going to be talking about next, Grumpy, and you're over here saying, yeah, I'm just going to win. Mid-sentence, as I'm going to introduce our next topic, I'm just going to win. TV off, Grumpy. This is why you cannot have the TV on. TV off, Grumpy. You cannot multitask. Your brain is so old, and you're so mentally fragile.
I want to talk about some football.
That's what we're going to do if you didn't interrupt me. But I wanted to talk a little bit about some revisionist history. This offseason, do you remember the trade that the Broncos made with the Seattle Seahawks? Yes. At that time period, I honestly could not even recall what our viewpoints were. I think that we were like, oh wow, the Broncos finally get the quarterback they need. Well, Drew Lock's not much anything. Noah Fant is good. They gave up 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. I mean, that's not a terrible trade. They get Russell Wilson. He's going to get cooking. He's going to do well. Man, oh man, I tell you, this looks like freaking robbery, Grump. When you look at this, even 11 weeks into the season, I'm sorry.
Do you wonder
were they just fleeced?
You wonder who the best player of that deal has been this year? Tariq Wooten. He's going to be he's going to be Pro Bowler this year, without a doubt. Leads the league in interceptions.
He's played really, really well. I mean, that Seahawks team, and it's funny. I thought to myself this entire offseason, like, why did the Seahawks just not can? Why did they just not go ahead and can Pete Carroll and start the rebuild and start over? Because the team is finished the way it's currently constituted and constructed. Nope. They go ahead and bring unlikely candidate Geno Smith to the helm, and they start playing well.
They're talking about giving Geno Smith a big contract extension.
Wow, that's a mistake.
I'm like, pump the brakes on that.
Geno Smith is an NFL journeyman. It would be like saying we want to give Ryan Fitzmagic a huge extension. That's exactly what that would be like. We're going to give Ryan Fitzgerald a huge extension. Fitzpatrick, I'm sorry.
Didn't he used to play for the Jets?
Yeah, Fitzpatrick played everywhere.
No. Geno
Smith played for the Jets. Yeah, absolutely. I think he was there for when Todd Bowles was head coach.
Yes, he was. Just shows you what a terrible coach Todd Bowles is. The hero of the people can barely save it.
But I mean, like, you look at this. This is going, like, they always look at some of the worst trades in history of the sport. Where do you think this is going to rank all time?
It won't be the worst.
It's going to be up there, though, right?
I don't know. The Herschel Walker trade is the worst of all time. Herschel Walker to Minnesota from Dallas for, I think they got Larry out. They got so many draft picks. Turned out to be, Hall of Famers. And Walker was basically done. I mean, if you could pull that trade up, it was incredible.
I'm looking at it here. Okay. So they sent away picks. The players were Jesse Solomon, Isaac Holt, Darren Nelson, David Howard, and Alex Stewart. The players and the picks turned. Yeah, the Vikings. I'm sorry. The Cowboys sent Herschel Walker to the Vikings for 5 players and 6 draft picks. So those are the 5 players they got. The 6 draft picks. Oh, wow. The 6 draft picks for the Cowboys turned into Emmitt Smith, Russell Maryland, Kevin Smith, and Darren Woodson.
What about Larry Allen? He was part of that too.
Was he?
That's only 4 picks. You just gave us 4 picks, not 5.
I know they said 5, but I'm only seeing 4 names there. I'm reading it over. But yes, I mean, like that. Yeah. I mean, like, that's what happens when you draft the right players.
Yes. In every sport, the draft is the most important thing. More important than anything else. Draft.
The freaking draft, Grumpy. But I saw that trade, and I'm like, you look back through it now, and correction there. We were actually sent that, and I'm happy that Drew sent that to us. But I looked over and I said, wow.
And
Word.
considering how bad Denver has been this year, that first round pick is going to be really high.
It's going to be in a spot to where it's, what'd you say, top 15 pick?
Absolutely.
I think maybe, they might start to I was going to ask that. Do you think they might start to change course? Because there's a few teams that I think have played poorly that I think could maybe change course. And I wonder if the Broncos could be one of those teams. But I mean, you look at it, that even if they start to change course, that's still probably top 15 pick.
Denver's terrible this year. Their offense is abysmal. Russell Wilson's been a bust.
Correct.
I mean, I don't know. I know they got the Raiders. That should be a win.
They're 3-6 right now. I'm just saying it's early, right? They could turn things around. I'm not saying I'm just saying if they started to turn things around and let's say, hey, over the next few games, they pull off 6 or 7, they end the year with 9 or 10 wins. I still think they're going to be at best case scenario for them. They're still drafting around 15. Best case scenario for the Broncos. 3-6. 3-6 right now.
3-6. Okay.
Correct.
So they've only played 9 games. Okay.
They've got the Raiders
going to be under 500.
You could be 4-6, and I'm just saying, right? Maybe they build some momentum. Maybe they finish the year with 8 or 9 wins.
Here's my prediction. They're going to be picking in number 10 or 11. That's my prediction. They're going to be 10 or 11. It's going to be that pick, not 15. They're going to be below 500.
I just said I didn't say where I thought they were going to be. I just said best case scenario for the Broncos, maybe they finish, outside the playoff picture. I don't think they're making the postseason this year. And for the Saints or for the Seahawks, worst case scenario, they're drafting around 15. It's a fantastic pick. It's going to be one of those great coveted selections, and you're going to have, you could really do something special with that.
True. I still think they need a quarterback. I'm not sold on Geno Smith.
Yes, neither am I, Grump. But yeah, so I was looking back, and Drew L sent that to me, and I was looking back through some of those miserable trades. But that Herschel Walker deal, obviously, for when he was traded, pretty bad. But man, that one not much better. Now, John Tortorella was on. Oh, well, actually, I got another thing here. Josh McDaniels for the Raiders obviously has struggled mightily this season. Not sure if you saw the reports. Raiders cannot actually financially afford to fire him. So again, like we're seeing reports that the Raiders will not fire Josh McDaniels because financially they do not have the money to fire him. The team is cash poor and cannot afford to fire McDaniels and pay another head coach.
These teams are billion-dollar operations. How can they not afford, even with the TV money? How can they not afford to get rid of him? I don't understand that.
Okay, here it is. Listen.
Actually are not a cash-rich team. They got the Las Vegas Stadium, and they got $750 million from the state of Nevada, but Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders, had to take out a loan too, so he's financing a loan with no real revenue stream from their current Oakland Alameda Coliseum there.
You realize how long ago that
takes,
This is when Antonio Brown.
How many years ago was that?
How long ago did Antonio Brown go to the Raiders? Like
4 years ago?
4 years ago?
4 years ago?
You can go ahead and say, I'm just paying that off tomorrow. Okay, I brought this up to show you the point as to why.
Okay, it's 4 years ago. Their financial situation is probably different now. They're in the new stadium. They're in the new stadium in Vegas.
I'm just telling you, that's what Bill Plaschke said, right? They're in a spot. And again, always Johnny on the spot. Cash poor team right now. Cannot afford to buy out his contract.
Like I said, they've been close in just about every game they've lost.
And they managed to lose.
I know, but you get a break here or there. They're like 9-1.
Yeah. Well, that's how football freaking works. I don't know what else to tell you.
I know.
Sometimes you win a lot of freaking close games, and you're like, "Wow, our record is 8-2 this year." But in reality, you win games by 1 point, 2 points, overtime victory, and you're getting outplayed, and you find ways to win. Kind of like the Islanders, you get outplayed a lot, you find a way to win, and it makes you have a deceiving record. Response to that? What?
No, I was just joking when I said just here or there they could be 9-1. They're not for a reason.
Okay.
Torch, you guys give up the first goal. Just thoughts on your team's start here so far in the first 15-plus minutes.
We suck. We haven't forechecked. We haven't done anything as of right now.
What do you want to see differently?
Forecheck.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now,
I want to ask. I like John Tortorella when he does stuff like this. He's got a short shelf life for a reason, obviously, as you see with interviews like this. But I mean, you don't see a lot of coaches like this, Grump.
no. And here's the other thing. You got number 20 sitting in front of him, number 24 sitting in front of him. You know they hear this.
Correct.
What do you think they're saying? It's like, holy shit. You think they're done with him? I think they're done with him already.
That early, huh?
What have they lost? 5 in a row to the worst teams in the league?
I couldn't.
They got beat by Ottawa, Columbus. They got, I think, beaten by Columbus twice and Ottawa.
They lost today to the Boston Bruins 4-1.
Okay, I didn't expect them to beat Boston, but they were losing some bad teams. How many games in a row have they lost? A lot.
Hold up for you in a second.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, maybe the party's already over there. I mean, I figured tops a year and a half, maybe a year.
They've lost 5 in a row, by the way.
5 in a row. Forget it. They're done. Good. I hate
2, 5, and 3 in their last 10.
Good.
Torch, you guys give up.
I wanted to listen to it one more time. Sorry about that. I do like the reaction because like the answers he gives. I mean, like obviously he's pissed off beyond all, and he's got the right to be pissed off. But 2 times, I love how they put underneath 2-time Jack Adams Award winner.
He's been a really good coach.
He's a guy who could really get something out of your team, even if you don't have a lot to it, because he's just a guy who could. He's like Jose Mourinho, a bit like that. Short shelf life as a manager. But he finds a way to turn things around.
True.
Torch, you guys give up the first goal. Just thoughts on your team's start here so far in the first 15-plus minutes.
We suck. We haven't forechecked. We haven't done anything.
We suck. First words out of his mouth. We suck.
Anything as of right now.
What do you want to see differently?
Forecheck.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's the Flyers, though, isn't it? Forecheck.
I do like how when he rips the little headset off, his glasses get all screwy because he's so pissed off. Like, I don't know what the hell he's doing with his other hand.
Look at his face and his nose. Looks like he got hit in the face with a couple of pucks.
It does. It looks like he got hit in the face and the cheek and then right on top of the nose.
His nose is kind of bent. It's a little bent like this. It's got a little blood mark on it. The cheek's got blood on it. Maybe, I don't know. I remember he got into that fight in the tunnel with Calgary when he was coach of Vancouver. Ooh.
Damn, that's right. You're talking way back in the day now.
Yeah, that was wild.
Jesus H. I'll tell you. Now, I do want to go ahead and show you this, Grumpy. When we're looking here at Tua Tagovailoa, Grump.
Looks like he doesn't even know how to stretch.
Well, hold on. These are the difference between 2 different head coaches. Head coach there, Brian Flores, you're going to see his interactions on the sidelines with Tua. You're going to see McDaniel's interaction on the sidelines with Tua. And I just want to see if you pick up on anything.
Yep. Come on. Let's go, baby. Yep. Let's take one play at a time. Yes, sir. All right. You're going to get right back. Yep. One at a time. Yep. Nice job.
Which one do you like? Because I like the one that you think will get us a touchdown.
Oh my God.
So think about that.
All right.
Holy shit. I like the one that you like. Which one do you like? I like the one that you like to get us a touchdown. Okay, then let's do this. It's like a 13-year-old girl's slumber party. I like Johnny.
God.
He's so cute. What do you think of Johnny? I just
know.
want you to continue to listen to this. He looks embarrassing as a head coach.
Can I just say there's a lot of echo involved?
There's a lot of echo because they're trying to mic them up at an NFL game, Grumpy.
I'm just telling you, it's coming off echoed is all I'm saying. Difficult for the fans to hear. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me know that, Grumpy. I will not be able to switch that just quite yet.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Mac, what's up, dude?
Very, very high level, dude.
Yeah, you just got to keep chopping the wood, boss.
Oh, that's
Yep.
You're playing at a very, very high level, my dude. Yeah, I just got to keep chopping at the wood.
And then
he's talking to him like he's freaking Tom Brady or a guy who's a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback. This motherfucker who's over here just had one okay. He's had half of a good season. That's it.
And I think Tua grabbed his ass too. He put a little hug on him, a little low hug, a little cup into the behind action, I think.
Christ,
And he's like, ooh, yeah.
my God.
Facts are facts. You're playing at a very high level. That doesn't mean anything for the next time we're on the field.
Yep.
Is what you're talking about.
Yep.
But it's okay to admit that, okay, yeah,
How does he
Yeah.
not turning the ball over, getting the ball out, making smart decisions. I can kind of go back and forth probably on some plays.
Yeah.
I had this.
Yeah.
Miami's not winning anything.
Thank you.
Miami's not winning anything
They're
either
not
because
winning
this guy. Remember your coach is a freaking leader. This motherfucker is not a leader.
No.
This guy is a Peter Poindexter. This guy just sits in the background and says, "Hey guys, let's see if we can." Well, remember we say coaches don't win you games, but they certainly can lose you games. Well, this guy does so much of nothing. It's tough for him to lose games besides maybe his indecisiveness. Hey, Tua. Hey, what do you think we should do? I don't know. What do you think we should do?
Here's the thing. You can see why Stephen Ross wanted to bring the hero of the people into Miami this offseason, don't you?
God,
Somebody who can run the program from the quarterback position. He's like, yeah, cuck, whatever. I'll just tell you what we're going to do.
a minute left of this. This will be fun.
Boss, I appreciate that. Thank you.
It looks like you're 78% completion, 25-32.
Who cares what the percentage completion is?
Fucking completion percentage during the game. What the fuck is he doing?
Why is he not talking with his position coach or talking with the wide receiver group or the offensive line group getting ready to go out there?
Or the
Why the hell
defense
is
that's out there, or talking with the defensive coordinator and making sure that he's right there. Right now, you've got a 78.6% completion percentage. You're doing great, Tua. You're doing fantastic today. What the you focus on the right shape, Peter
Okay.
Poindexter.
Okay. Unless McDaniel has figured out that Tua is so mentally weak, is that he needs that constant reinforcement. That's the only thing that could explain it. What do you think about that?
I don't know, man. I think he's not. It's not like, okay, he's not paying attention to him per se. He's just like he's like watching the game and he's just reading off the stats that he sees that go flickering around the stadium. Oh, wow. You got a 78% completion percentage. That's great. I don't know. I'm sorry. No, Grump. I don't think it's that he's mentally weak. I don't think it's that he's a mastermind playing 4D chess. I think that's just how he probably look at the way when he was coaching up those young guys in high school when he was the offensive coordinator for the 49ers, or like he was a run efficiency coach or something like that way many years ago. He just doesn't seem like a guy he's not a freaking leader. The team's winning games. Yeah, when you got 2 top 10 wide receivers in the NFL on your team and you've got good running back play and a good tight end, and you got a good decent offensive line and a pretty decent defense, you're going to win games. You just need to step out of the way. And this is the guy that's doing that. I'm telling you, when big moments come around and good teams come knocking, no way. This guy is the freaking issue. He's 2 right here. You're looking at the 2 issues right here for Miami in one pitcher. The coach and Tua. Those are the 2 issues.
I cannot believe that Bill Belichick has never beaten Tua Tagovailoa. I can't believe it.
They came close this year, didn't they? Or no? Am I misremembering that?
Patriots was so bad. The Dolphins weren't great. I think the score was 21-7, but they had the interception return for a touchdown just before the half. And
That's right.
They had a couple of big plays. Other than that, Miami didn't do much of anything that game.
I got to continue to watch it. But it's like it's so comical.
279 3 toes. That's the last week.
He's always got his hands all over.
That's like 9 touchdowns.
Oh! He's not even paying attention to what's going on in the field. He's the fucking coach.
What's that?
This guy's the head coach. He doesn't even know what's going on in the field.
I'm telling you.
You got to be kidding me.
Oh, I just had that feeling, Grumpy. He's going to start. I just have that feeling, man.
Why is he even talking to the quarterback?
I don't mind him talking to the QB. You got to provide coaching. But it's like the only time this is acceptable, something like this, is when you are up 50-0, and 3 minutes are left in the fourth quarter. That's it. No other time is this acceptable.
I find it incredible that all the other coaches in Tua knew what was going on in the field before the head coach did.
Yikes. That's all I got to say about that.
Every time! Ooh, do it again! Boo! Oh.
It's like two schoolgirls.
You know what it is? Mike McDaniel looks like, and I'm not putting him down as coach because he's actually turned the team around, done a good job.
How much is him and how much is the player? How much is him and how much is Tyreek Hill?
It's all the players.
Okay, so it has really nothing to do with him more the Tyreek Hill.
But I'm looking at this, and it's almost like, how you see the little kid who gets to run the touchdown back and everybody falls down. This is what they did with Mike McDaniel. They made him a coach for a day, and he just stands there at the sideline with all the gear, but somebody else is running the show.
The Make-A-Wish kid.
Yeah,
I
didn't say that. But yeah.
I don't know. I just don't think. Look at every other successful NFL coach. They do not speak and act like this.
True.
No freaking way. A coach is a guy who earns respect and gains respect because he is that guy runs everything to a freaking T. He is so nuanced. All these coaches are so nuanced. They're so well thought out. They're so entrenched in what's going on in the game. They're not over here like, yeah, what do you think we should do? I don't know. Maybe we should run this play. Okay, sounds great. I'm maybe down for that. That sounds like a cool idea. Just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I don't care about the yards. The tutties, yes, here.
Dude, we haven't.
What is with him? What's this?
Today?
Hi.
Oh. Oh yeah, I was gonna say. So now I get to do this with Morstead.
Jesus Christ. Watch what a real coach does here real quick.
Come on. Yep.
Come on.
Yes, sir. Yep. One at a time. Yep. Nice job. Yep.
One at a time. Nice job. Yeah, what do you think we should be doing now?
I mean, Brian Flores is a leader. I like
Brian Flores is a leader. When I see that Brian Flores is a leader, that freaking clown, not so much.
I mean, hey.
He's vanilla. He's soft. He's like Charmin freaking soft. He's soft serve ice cream soft, Grump. Carvel soft serve soft.
I just think in big moments he's going to struggle.
When there's adversity, this is the thing. When there's no adversity, that shit works perfect. You will face adversity. And here's the thing. When you start facing that adversity, you're not. What are you doing, Grump? Why do I keep seeing you?
Dude, just go. Please keep talking.
Anytime you see adversity, and teams will experience that, he's not equipped to handle it.
We don't know.
No, I mean, like, I can listen to how that transpires. He's not equipped to handle adversity. Absolutely not. Maybe he's good at making adjustments. He, as a leader, is not equipped to handle adversity. When shit gets tough in the room, sometimes you need somebody to step up, right? Tom Brady steps up. He doesn't need the coach to do it. Certain players can step up and do that. Some teams need a coach to do that. Does anybody on Miami's team strike you as a guy where it's like, oh, yeah, this guy's freaking a leader? We hear all the time about it. The NFL pundits won't shut up about how much Tua leads his team and how fantastic of a guy he is. Everybody listens to everything he said. We don't hear any of that stuff. I don't hear about that from any Dolphin. Maybe they need a coach to step up and do shit like that when they face adversity. He's not the guy. That's not the guy.
It looks like they're too palsy-walsy out there.
Yep.
It's great when things are going good, but what happens when they're not?
I'm not a big fan of player coaches either. I'm not. I don't think player coaches can be successful long-term in the NFL.
Who's a player coach in the NFL?
I would assume this guy's a player coach. Based off the way you talk about the palsy-walsy relationship he has, this guy seems like a player coach.
Okay. I don't view it that way.
How do you
view it? I just think that McDaniels needs constant reinforcement. It's like I don't know.
You mean Tua, not McDaniel, correct?
No, I look at McDaniel. He wants to make sure everything's cool with Tua. Is that okay, Tua? Whatever you want to run, Tua. Is that okay? Well, whatever you want to run, coach. Oh, okay. Oh, well, they just scored another touchdown going back the other way. Oh, let's change that up then. I don't know. It's just weird. It just looks weird. That's not to say it won't work. It just looks a little, It's not how it's been done before. That's all I'll say. And they're winning this year. So, hey, it is what it is. And they've looked good at times. They're a big play offense. Give kudos to Miami. They turned it around. It's all right.
Let's look at some of these 3-win teams. Changing topics a little bit. I am shocked, Grumpy. The Rams are in this bracket here, a 3-win team.
Not me.
Really? You're shocked after winning Super Bowl? They're 3-6 or 3-7?
I didn't think they were that good last year. They went all in. They haven't had a draft pick in I don't know how many years. And they're not going to have it for another who knows how many years, top 2 or 3 draft picks. They're a team that's going to go down fast. They went all in for Matt Stafford. He had a good year last year, and now he's back to being Matt Stafford. Now Cooper Kupp is hurt. He's out for at least.
Well, once Cooper Kupp's out, I'm like, season's over for them, in my opinion.
Well,
I mean,
3-7 means your season is over anyway.
Probably. Yeah. We talked about how weak the NFC is. So, with the super wild card, when there's 3 wild card teams that squeak their way in, it's a little bit more plausible. But I mean,
again, they're dead last in the division. So yeah, maybe they're only 3 games out, but they're 3 teams out of, because you're going to have to win division.
We're going to play all your divisional games are coming up. So if you're winning the games you need to win and you're winning games, you could make up ground on those guys because they're all the teams you're playing in the division now.
I'm looking who's got the best logo out of that group and the worst logo.
Worst logo is the Browns. The Browns are the Browns are the freaking Bears.
The Bears. I'll go with
the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears and the Browns logos are shit. Best logo. I might be a Jags. You know what? The Rams logo kind of looks shitty. I'm a Jags. I like the Jags. Jags and the Lions.
See, I hate the Jags. I like the Lions. I love the Raiders. I like the Panthers. The Broncos is cool. And the Saints. I like those logos. You always got a crappy logo. Who's like the weakest animal out of all the teams in the league?
You're going to have to give me a hint. I don't know.
We just did a feature on that weak-ass head coach.
Oh, Dolphins.
Like Flipper. The Flippers.
Not sure if you saw this. Do you know who Ivan Toney is?
Ivan Toney.
Ivan Toney. He's an English soccer player, an English footballer. Plays for Brentford. He plays for Brentford. He's a guy who scored quite a few goals. He finished top 10 in goals last year in the Premier League. He has been charged by the FA with 232 separate breaches of their betting rules. I have no idea at all as to what a breach of the betting rules are, but holy shit.
That's a lot.
I am very curious. Is it something really small where he was like, he wasn't supposed to text somebody before the game that Johnny wasn't going to play? He texted him, before the lineups officially came out. I wonder if that's what they mean by it or what exactly constitutes as a breach of betting rules. Quite a few. I was about to say 232, Grump.
That's a lot. I'd say that's a lot by any measure. It's a lot.
And when you look at this here,
there's a boy.
Somebody went ahead and broke it down. Okay. Once or twice, okay. But 232 times over 5 years, he's bet on he's bet on every week for 5 years, or he has had an infraction. I'm not going to say bet, but he's had an infraction against the betting rules once a week for 5 years in a row. What the hell is going on with this? 232. Because remember, with European football, you play about 1 game a week. Sometimes you play 2 games a week, just depending on the week. But, you have some weeks where you don't play any games. But 5 years. So it's like almost every single match he's doing something that is against the rules.
You don't. We don't know what it is.
We don't know what it is. That's why I said, I wonder. I preface this by saying, I wonder what the breach of the betting rules are. Because 232, here's the thing. It's not like he's going out there betting on his team to lose or win, because if that's the case, he would have already been said goodbye to a long time ago, because 232 times of doing that, you're not going to ever play sports again.
I'll be interested to see what it is. I'm not going to make a judgment on him.
Neither am I. I'm just saying, I preface this by saying I'll be interested to see what the breaches were, because 232 charges, that's a lot, but I have to assume it's something so insignificant to where there's, they're looking in and doing more investigation. Because if it was serious, 232 charges, they would have rushed to judgment on that.
Yeah. I will say that I'm going to follow this story because I'm dying to see what it is.
Speaking
Pete
about
Rose was in court with 232 violations.
was that
Pete Rose wasn't caught with 232 violations.
correct? He was not caught with 232. Calvin Ridley wasn't caught with more than one violation, but he did actually make the bet. So I'm like, it can't have been making the bets, I assume, but maybe he's doing something like letting people know what the lineup and the roster looks like before it's officially released. So those people might be able to bet, before odds maybe change after lineups become official. That's
Okay,
the only thing I could think.
Still 200. I don't know. I will be interested. It's got to be multiple violations on one day or something like that. It's no way it could be one a day. Just can't. It's not going to be that.
5 years, one a week for 5 years.
No.
Oh, man, I'll tell you. I want to talk a little bit of World Cup, Grump.
Didn't we do that already?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
You talked a second about World Cup, and then you spent 50 minutes on baseball.
Shit. I like baseball. What can I tell you?
It's that freaking
season awards.
50 minutes on baseball. He's breaking every award down. He's doing
Realize on this show, I've let you talk for a half an hour on multiple episodes talking about freaking chess. Okay? I'm just saying.
We didn't talk about chess. We talked about the gossip around it. The accusations of using butt plugs to win in a chess tournament, Grumpy.
Chess.
Chess is the ultimate test of physical fortitude. Okay. Moving those pieces across the board is very tough.
Let's go to World Cup. I thought you wanted to talk football, or was that it? Just Tua? You just dumping on Tua today? Is that it? Is that what it is?
I didn't just dump on Tua. I talked about what teams 3 and 6, do you think are a little bit, underrated perhaps, or better than their record? We talked a little bit about that. I don't know what you're talking about, Grump.
Okay.
I mean, like here's a little fun tidbit I thought you would find interesting. Jimmy Garoppolo has
I do know him.
Yes, Jimmy Garoppolo has the highest winning percentage, or the highest is better at winning, or has most wins, I guess, without throwing a touchdown. He is 10-2 in starts where with 0 touchdown passes, the best record by any quarterback since 1950.
The ultimate game manager is Jimmy Garoppolo.
I don't know. I'm not even sure I'd classify it as game manager. That I think when I look at that, I say this is the ultimate definition of I get carried to the victory. I get carried to the finish line because I do absolutely nothing, yet the team wins in spite of me. 10-2 whilst throwing 0 passing touchdowns. Holy shit. Christian McCaffrey sometimes throws more passing touchdowns than Jimmy Garoppolo does in a game.
That's true. Very true.
I mean, so I saw this. I figured it's a fun little tidbit to shit on Jimmy Garoppolo.
You look at how banged up the Chargers are. There's no way San Francisco should have won that game, honestly. No way.
The Chargers, I'm telling you, the Chargers don't have the right guy in charge.
You're right. Brandon Staley's he's got to.
How many more times can I see him go for it on 4th down early in games, like his 35-yard, going from 4th down on his 35-yard line? How dumb!
It's so asinine. It's sad. Cost him making the playoffs last year. Cost him how many games this year?
Right.
He's just sorry. That's what happens when you let the analytics geeks dominate what you see's happening on the field.
Based off of this, I think we should go ahead and run. Oh, fantastic. Let's do it. We should go ahead and run on 4th and 3 because that's what's going to help us get
their wide receiver group. Their top 2 wide receivers have been out for quite a while. Keenan Allen's played like maybe the equivalent of 1 game this year. Mike Williams has missed 3 or 4 games with high ankle sprain.
And when you've got a high ankle sprain too, you're in a spot to where it takes a while for you to come back from something like that. And even as you're nursing it back, you're still not at full capacity.
True.
But let's talk a little World Cup, Grumpy.
I'm into it.
Kind of go group by group.
Netherlands.
Group A, Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and Netherlands. Who are the 2 that make it out of this group, Grump?
I'm going to say Netherlands. Gosh, I want to say Qatar because usually the home team does make it out of the first round. But I'm going to go Netherlands and Senegal.
Yep, same. Netherlands and Senegal. Qatar has no chance. I think Ecuador might find a sneaky way to find a way to make through. I could see them drawing and beating the piss out of Qatar and finding a way to draw against Senegal and Netherlands. That would move them on 4 points.
If they're getting paid off to lose to Qatar, I don't think so.
That's true. Big money, big money. And remember, these guys from the Ecuador national team are not like, hey, every single one of us are playing in the freaking Premier League. We're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a week.
Yep.
Group B, England, Iran, USA, and Wales. England clear favorite to win that, right?
England, gosh, I want to say the United States, but you see, I don't want to even get into that.
Yes, I did. But yes, let's not get into that.
Whoever wins the USA-Wales match is going to be the second team.
Wales is going to win. Wales is beating us. We're okay. Think about how fantastic Gareth Bale is in international play. The guy is like a freaking different animal. He is going to. I feel like he's going to be a menace to society. I think that Wales advances. The United States will be not even getting past.
He's not the player he's been though. He's just not the same.
You have not watched any of his recent games in international play. Just this year, he's kicking huge free kick goals. He's creating opportunities. He still looked fantastic this year alone.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't think Iran is going to win.
I think Iran has a 0% chance of making it out of that group. Group C, a very, very weak group. Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Poland. Argentina, and who do you got between Mexico and Poland?
Mexico.
I agree. Mexico, yes. But yes, Group C is pretty much, I think that's
Let's see how wrong we are.
What was that?
Let's see how wrong we are.
Watch Saudi Arabia find a way to squeak through or something like that. Because there's always a team that just does something that you never expect, a nationality where it's like Croatia at the last World Cup. Like, hold on, Croatia's in the finals? What?
Croatia had some good players back then.
Group D.
France and Denmark.
Yep.
I don't know if you noticed, I'm picking all the European teams. You want to know why? Because they're the best in the world. I know it's the World Cup, but you got a team like Tunisia and even Australia. They don't even qualify as good teams. The United States, if they had to play in Europe, they'd never qualify.
Yes, they would never win enough games in the preliminaries to actually qualify.
I would want it, to me, I just want the best teams in the world, regardless of where they play. It shouldn't be, okay, you get in from here, you get in from there.
So just national ranking.
Yeah, that's what I go with. And you're going to have to face the good teams to get in. I mean, the United States has a cakewalk. Mexico, cakewalk. Even Canada, cakewalks. Because there are no other teams in those regions.
Group E, Grumpy.
Spain and Germany.
Those are the two powerhouses.
Again, two European teams. Watch out for Japan. No, I'm not. No, screw Japan. Germany and Spain.
Were you thinking of Hunmin's son from South Korea?
No.
You sure?
Japan, sometimes in these tournaments, fights above their weight, fights above their belt, fights above the belt. Or above
punches above the belt, Grumpy.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I'm still going to say
above the belt.
Here's the thing. Spain could get knocked out and not even make it, or they could go all the way to the quarters or the semis. And Germany
Spain's like at the changing of the guard. I think Spain's got no chance.
And Germany is not what they were a couple of years ago, but they're still good enough.
Group F. This is a tough one. This is a tough group.
Good team's going to get knocked out here.
Was
good team's going to get knocked out here. I'm picking Canada definitely to go through.
Wow. Okay.
I'm going to go Belgium and Canada, and bye-bye Croatia.
I'm going Belgium and Morocco.
Morocco?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Ansa Zore, Grumpy. Zore. He's a Burnley man, Grump. Morocco is going to get out of this group, Grumpy. Ansa Zore. He's going to pull forward. But I think Belgium is. Could you imagine if Belgium does not make it out of this group?
Okay. Belgium is head and shoulders the best group in there. And Croatia is really good too. I just think watch out for Canada.
Okay, think about this. Okay, let's say Croatia finds a way to draw and Canada beats Belgium. They very easily could not be advancing.
Okay. They're going to trounce Morocco.
Morocco's better than
here's the thing. Morocco's not going to win a game. They're going to go 0-3 in this group. No doubt in my mind.
Oh, man. I think this is by far, though, like they always have the group of death. This is your group of death. I think, in the tourney.
I don't know if it is or not, but it's a tough group.
Group G, I don't think necessarily brings too much. I think that, right? Brazil is the favorite to win. Brazil and Argentina. Somehow tell me the two South American teams that play against the worst competition international play are the two favorites to win the World Cup.
They have a lot of good talent on their teams.
I understand Brazil. I don't understand Argentina.
Argentina's got a lot of talented players. I'm going with Brazil and Serbia here.
Over Cameroon?
Yes.
Okay. Switzerland's not bad either.
I'm going with Serbia.
I think Brazil makes it out, and I think it's a toss up. I think Cameroon makes it out of this. Brazil and Cameroon.
Okay.
Group F or Group H, I'm sorry. Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, South Korea.
I want to say Portugal and Ghana, but I'm going to say Portugal and Uruguay.
I'm saying Portugal and Uruguay, no doubt about it. I think that this is a sneaky group too. I mean, I think Portugal is the best team in this group, but I mean Uruguay.
Portugal's dark horse for me to win.
I'm pulling for Portugal because I'm a Ronaldo fan.
Well, I'm just saying they have really played well in the run-up, so I watch out for Portugal.
Yep, let's go Portugal.
I think they beat. I don't know. They beat somebody today 4-0.
I think it was Nigeria.
Okay, Nigeria. Okay.
Yeah, they looked dominant. And Cristiano was out with a stomach bug, so But this is a little bit of a sneaky group too. But that Belgium group, they've got the hardest group, no doubt about it.
After you get through the group stage, man, once you get into the knockout rounds, watch out. That's when it's
so
fun.
Much fun.
That's so much fun. Oh man, I tell you.
Every day we're gonna have some freaking international football to watch. Every single day, just about.
Without a doubt.
Oh, that's great, Grumpy. That's great. Who is your favorite, though? You said maybe dark horse is Portugal. Who do you predict will win, Grumpy?
I think Brazil. Brazil. I'll give you a group of teams. I'm not picking any one. I don't think it's going to be Argentina.
No way. Argentina has no chance. None at all.
I'm not going to say they have no chance.
None.
But their defense is weak and their midfield's not really good. They don't have a goaltender. So, I mean, Belgium, I just think their time from that golden generation is just about up, even though they're the best goaltender in the world in Courtois. Holland or Netherlands is good. Portugal. I don't know why I keep on coming back to Portugal as a dark horse, but for my final, here's the teams I'm looking at as a group of 4. Germany, Brazil, Portugal, and Netherlands.
Netherlands has no chance. You like Netherlands, that's why you do that.
I do like Netherlands. I do. So that's why I picked them 4th. But here's the thing: they might all be pitted against one another in the first round of the knockouts. I don't know. So we'll see. But I think Brazil is definitely a favorite, and I like Portugal. I just do.
Let's get some more comments here, Grumpy.
Yeah.
Frank says the Jets are winning it. Alexander, your defense is softer than TJ's insert. Oh God Almighty! Insert word of choice. Oh gosh, the Jets defense is top 2 or 3.
When was the last time the Jets beat the Patriots?
Yeah, no, I just about to say it's like one of those things where I feel like mentally they're like, oh shit.
They should have beaten the Patriots 2 weeks ago. Absolutely should have and didn't.
Gungun says you should contact the Islanders organization to see if there's a way that Grumpy can drop the ceremonial first puck at a home game.
Here's what I think would happen. You'd see the players like Average, Croc, Bailey trying to trip me up with the sticks as I'm walking out along that thing there.
Or pull the rug out from under you. Zoop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drew L said, yeah, Seattle already completed the rebuild in one offseason. I don't know how they did it. It's still early yet.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Their identity is different than it was under Russell Wilson as the quarterback. And Pete Carroll's a good coach.
Yep.
Their youth has really improved. Kenneth Walker's been great since becoming the lead guy.
Yep. Rob G says, TV on, Grumpy. Go Islanders. He just Stephen S. said, enough. Even though I want the Packers to win tonight, I do need Derrick Henry to go off for my fantasy team. So far, he hasn't disappointed. Guy's got 25.3 points, or 25.36 points so far, and we're not even in the fourth quarter yet.
That's a lot of points. That's a lot of points.
He's got something like an unbelievable amount of road rushing yards. He does really well on the road, Derrick Henry.
Yeah, he's good. How
And
long
speaking
before you
of
figure?
Titans,
How long before you figure it's the end of the road for him, though?
a year or two more. He's just, I know he's a bigger body, so his body will hold up better than some of the smaller running backs, but Jesus, he takes a lot of hard hits. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Drew L says here, speaking of the Titans, maybe it's just me, but I'm sensing a rebuild shortly. Yep. May not be a bad idea to trade Derrick Henry and get a haul for him. Yeah. Nick D says, TJ Grumpy, how are you guys doing tonight?
Great. Thanks, Nick.
Yep. Thank you, Nick. We're doing well. Hopefully you are too. Gungun says, if the Jets beat the Patriots, are they the real deal?
I think they have a legitimate shot to make the playoffs if they beat the Patriots.
Andrew L said, laying the pressure on the Predators and taking a stupid penalty back down 2 goals. The Islanders did lose to the Predators 5-4.
I can't believe they lost it. They were outplayed. Okay, they played one period again today.
Yep. One period we said, I'm going to try to make a comeback. Well, the Predators didn't say we're not going to score any goals in the third period. They scored the goal they needed, and they got the win in regulation.
I don't understand it. I still don't know what my feeling is about this team.
Alexander says the Raiders are a dumpster fire. They are.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It looks like they're putting a little bit of they're not pouring grease on the fire. At least they're putting some type of flame retardant on there because the games are close.
You know what they're doing with the grease fire, Grumpy? They're trying to throw water on it.
That's why I didn't say what I said. I said flame retardant is what I said.
No, they're not throwing flame retardant. They're throwing water on it. Just gets worse and worse. It's kind of like McDaniels' freaking hairdo. I don't know what caused him to change up his hairdo where it went back to like the little spike shit. I'm like, ugh. It's dumb. Rob G said, TJ, Big Blue. They're getting in the playoffs this year. I think they are too. It's ugh.
The Giants are 7-2.
Yep.
They're one game out of first place after the Eagles lost to the Commanders. I mean, you look at it, the Commanders, if the playoffs were held today, all 4 teams from the NFC East and the AFC East would make the playoffs.
That's nuts. That is nuts. Oh, my gosh. Did you know Saquon Barkley has an endearing nickname for Daniel Jones?
Yeah,
What's the nickname? Do you know the nickname?
Something about he compared him to Michael Vick.
Vanilla Vic is what he calls Daniel Jones. Vanilla Vic. White Michael Vick. Vanilla Vic.
I'm just glad that Daniel Jones didn't call him chocolate something because he'd be out of the league. But I just want to say, has Saquon Barkley ever seen Michael Vick play? Because the answer must be no if you're making any comparison of Daniel Jones to Michael Vick. No offense, Daniel Jones is no Michael Vick.
Michael Vick is in a different freaking stratosphere than Daniel Jones.
Michael Vick was so good.
Unbelievable.
People forget because most people, Saquon Barkley included, never saw him play.
Or not at least in his prime. They saw him play when he was like on the Eagles, or they saw him play for they saw him play when he
came back from
after jail.
Yes. I mean, you think about what year did he go to jail? I mean, I just remember watching him just do just incredible things, and he could throw the ball. He was what year?
2007.
2007.
He was drafted in 2001.
Okay.
So he's 27, entering the prime of his career.
So Saquon Barkley was what, 5 when he was drafted? He doesn't know what he really was. All he sees is the highlights. Highlights are great, but he changed the game just with his ability to run and throw. He wasn't just a runner, and he wasn't just I'm going to throw it all the way down the field. He was a good player.
He was the first. I think he was the first. No, I won't say the first. He was a fantastic improviser. I think there have been great improvisers in the past. Mike Vick, when he was there, when he got there, he was like the best improviser because he was so unbelievably quick, could get out of the pocket in a heartbeat, could really hurt you with the freaking run, and had the ability to throw the ball accurately downfield. Michael Vick was a fantastic quarterback.
He was really good, and he got a raw deal.
Gungun says Mark Davis's hairstyle is a national treasure.
I don't know how that guy gets up in the morning, looks at his hair, and says, "That's good."
He says, we're good.
They
put a bowl on his head and they start cutting.
Why didn't Al ever tell him, dude, your hair's messed up? Do something. I just like.
Gungun says John Tortorella, New York Post said John Tortorella got kicked in the face by a horse and his day only got worse. Oh God.
Probably because he coached the Flyers. That makes everything worse.
Alexander said, guys, you're wrong about McDaniels. 78.6% completion percentage is really good. It is good.
It is really good. It's outstanding.
Why is why is McDaniel talking about that on the sidelines? You could talk about that in meetings on Monday. Man, that was a good job. 78.6%. That was fantastic.
You should be focused up on, okay, this is what we're going to be doing the next series of downs.
Yes.
I mean, unless the game
he's never called any plays. Remember in San Francisco, he never called any of the plays. Shanahan did. He's not calling any of the plays in Miami, I assume.
I don't know, but unless they were up, I don't know, 50-10.
That's what I said, yeah.
And it's like 2 minutes to go. Okay, I could see that. But it's like, what are you doing? I was flabbergasted.
You and me both, Grumpy. I'll let you read that one here.
TJ, did you ever see the big units wayward pitch that hit a bird? It's one of those. It's one of one of the best things you'll see on YouTube. Have you ever seen that?
I have. And I was pulling it up. I wanted you to read it.
That bird freaking exploded I felt bad for the bird.
I did too. He didn't fly again.
He killed it.
You think so? You think he killed it, Grump?
Hit by a freight train. Boom. Stupid bird.
It's like if a bird was standing in the way of the subway going freaking at full speed. It's exactly what that was like, Grumpy.
The bird just exploded. Oof. That was the best thing. It just boom, boof.
It just stopped flying. I like how all the
feathers flying. It just died.
I like how all the feathers fell off his body too. It's like, seriously though, it's one of the. You remember, it's like an experiment. Like everybody ever, as a kid, you always like, what happens if I put salt on a slug, or what happens if this? What happens if I threw a baseball really hard and freaking hit a bird? Well, you don't have to worry about that one because it's on the internet forever. Randy Johnson did it. You can't be mean to the animal because
I love how they put down Randy Johnson kills a dove. It makes it even worse.
Kills a dove. I like how he puts it as a dove. It just kills bird. That's all we need to know. Let's see here.
A dove, a peace-loving bird.
What the hell is going on in this video? Did I pick the wrong one? Okay, we go.
What the hell?
He's about to put it in slow-mo for us. Okay, this is good. Let's see here.
Hey, birdie, boom. Look at that bird. Ba-boom, birdie food.
Like, who would ever think? Think about it. That bird was flying it was flying across, but that fastball hit him so fast. All of his feathers stayed in place as that body went ricocheting away. Just nuts. My God. Oof. Did you think that bird, it's like, when the NFL, like they have like an injury where it's like the player snaps an ankle in half, or like
return,
a leg, you said
doubtful.
Return questionable.
Dove out. He's out for the game.
The dove return questionable.
Boom. Oh, look at him.
It didn't have about one or two more flaps. Here it is over here.
Let's see. Did he keep flying or did he just?
No, he definitely fell. He did have about 2 or 3 more flaps. I'm happy this isn't slow-mo because this is him coming out of that ball.
All right,
let's hit on. Just watch this. I'm going to put it even more slow-mo so we can see double slow-mo. Hold on.
I want to see what happens with Birdie Boy. 0.25. Okay.
I want to put it on 0.5 here. Let's see.
Look at him. Bob, boom. Look at him.
That's the bird. Takes another flap and he falls. Hey, he did pretty much fall right to the ground.
Oh, look at that, man.
He's trying to
flip flop.
Oh, my God.
What do you call a dove without feathers?
Oof. That's one of those freak accidents that you'll never see again.
You know what? You know what my dad would have done?
That
if he
count as
saw-
ball or strike.
I probably disagree, but you know what my dad would have done if he saw a bird like that suffering?
He put it out of his misery.
He would have went over with a hammer and hit it in top of the head and killed it in front of everybody.
Oh, well, Randy Johnson took care of the dove, Grumpy. You didn't need to worry about it. Oof. I tell you. Oh, God. Ooh, the big unit, man. I tell you. Unbelievable. Grumpy, I'll let you read a few of these comments. You do them quicker.
Alexander says, this is a night and day difference, and you can see the great relationship between the two. I think I know that Alexander never liked Brian Flores.
Correct.
And he likes the kumbaya moments that McDaniel is having with Tua. And here's the thing.
Kumbaya works well when the team's winning. When the team's not, I think you have a different viewpoint.
Drew says, damn, I feel stupid now for dropping Christian Watson. At least I still have him in my money league. You know who picked up Christian Watson, Drew? Me. Thanks. And I played
him well today.
He's got 2 touchdown catches. I think he's
really 2
catches for 2 touchdowns.
What the hell? He's got like 5 touchdown receptions in the last 2 games. He's got 2 Okay, he's got 2 receptions, 22 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Hey,
okay,
still works.
Yeah. Alexander Grumpy.
So then you can say the same thing about Rodgers and Brady without weapons. They aren't nothing. Well, the hero of the people is able to get marginal talent to still be a winner. Now he can't take, Division III talent and make them Super Bowl champions, but he's able to take marginal talent and still win. Rodgers, not so much.
I was about to say, Rodgers really benefited from fantastic receiving core. He did. Yeah. And he's still a fantastic QB, but it's like, yeah.
Adams. It was about Adams. And before then, Jordy Nelson.
We got St. Brown and Hopkins.
I still have St. Brown and Hopkins. Very good. 2 good wide receivers. Drew says, TJ and Grumpy, by the way, did you see Saquon tell Daniel Jones he better bust out Vanilla Vic? Yes, we just spoke.
I still love that, though. Vanilla, I brought it back up. Vanilla Vic. Yeah. Vanilla Vic. Alexander says, TJ, I guess you don't think it's okay to have fun. You don't have fun on the football field unless you're killing a team. When you're up 50-0 and like you've got the backups in and you're like the starters just like hanging out and say, yeah, man, we beat the hell out of them. Yeah, this is great. That's the only time that happens. And he says, wow, last year Tua was not having fun under Brian Flores. It looks like a buffoon.
I don't know. I like Brian Flores.
Your quarterback's not there to have fun. Certain positions can have fun. QBs are designed to, you just need to fucking do the job. That's it.
I think he's going to struggle getting another head coaching gig, though, Brian Flores.
Yes, absolutely he will. Yep. Brian Flores is a fraud, and he always will be He sabotaged Tua's career.
Tua's hurt all the time, was he not? Is he always hurt?
He is. Yep, McDaniels is a player coach, and the team loves him.
Is.
The team loves him because he
does love him.
He has no freaking accountability. I'm gonna let you know something.
That doesn't
eventually you put the wrong people there and they take advantage of that and the team crumbles and deteriorates before your very eyes.
I think McDaniel was a good hire after coming off of Brian Flores, who's acknowledged as a real hard ass. So you're getting that bump of going to the players coach. But eventually, if you ever notice teams, they go player coach, hard ass, players coach, hard
disciplinarian, player coach, disciplinarian, player coach, disciplinarian.
And, because you got to push the buttons with the players.
Yep. They face adversity with 3 straight losses. I mean, okay, here's the thing. It's easy to face that adversity. Hey, we didn't have our starting QB. Now that Tua is back, we're good to go. That's not real adversity. And also, Tua's challenged some of his play calls. You guys are wrong, and it's not even fun. I'm telling you, that is not a good look for McDaniels. You know what McDaniels reminds me of more and more all the time? When Rob Blankenship came on his wheelies, the freaking kicker who's no more for the Indianapolis Colts, he comes riding in on his wheelies. That's what McDaniels reminds me of.
What happened to him?
Goodbye. That's happened to him. Rob G says too many passes today. Joseph C says how is any team in the NFL cash poor? Is Mark Davis that inept? I know they recently moved that the NFL makes like $15 billion a year in revenue.
That's what I'm saying. And like I said, that clip when they said they were cash poor, that was like 5 years ago. So, I mean, that's a long time ago in the NFL. Maybe I know he's not spending all that money on haircuts.
Maybe he does. He spends it every day.
Okay.
Goodness says, my pillow's calling me. But have a fun game Saturday. Hopefully, those lazy mothers play 3 substantial periods of hockey, not just one like tonight.
That's frustrating.
I would hope so too. I got the email. I will be responding. I got your email. Yes. Nick said Bale won the MLS. Apex Legends says Parisi on the power play is a joke. Call up Ishikov ASAP. By the way, we jumped the gun. I jumped the gun yesterday. Simon Holmstrom was not called up. The Islanders are just playing with 22 men on their roster instead of 23.
They don't need.
They're playing a man short.
It's all right.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
You only dress 21 guys anyway, right?
What's the worst? Maybe some guy gets injured or banged up and warm up. Maybe 2 guys collide.
You dress 20 guys. Bailey sat again. Thank God.
Okay, well, hold on. You dress 20, but you. Good. I'm sorry.
You got a backup goalie. You get an extra skater, an extra defender. Those are the guys.
I'm just saying, if 2 guys get injured during warm-ups, you're playing with a man short the entire game.
No, because you still have 20. You have an extra defenseman and an extra forward. 6 and 12 is 18. 2 goalies, 20.
Okay. Hold on. But they're playing with only 22 guys. Well, I guess they can use it 2 guys. I just don't understand the reasoning and rationale.
I'm not saying it's smart, but you still have an extra
extra 2 guys available. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. I understand. You all said, listen, it's not always a bad to call up a 22-year-old sniper to watch him develop, Lou. So Derrick Henry is now eligible to win MVP as he threw a passing touchdown today.
Wow, he's having a big day.
Damn, almighty. Hoping Colombia does something. Colombia's not even in the World Cup, are they?
No, they're not.
And that was like a shock because they're always in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Anybody thinks, in deep pain, Colombia's failure. Yeah, James Rodriguez. I was about to say, everybody goes back to that James goal where he just had that huge goal.
He had 6 goals in the World Cup in 2010, I believe.
And that one where he was just turning around and rifles that shit top shelf. You go, holy
maybe
crap.
2014. Yeah.
Unbelievable. James Rodriguez. So this is an interesting stat that Drew sent us about this too. Kyle Shanahan's record with and without Jimmy Garoppolo. With Jimmy G as a starter, 39-19. Without, 9-29. Albeit, I think those first few years he was with a miserable team. Who was the quarterback before Jimmy G was there? I can't even remember.
Yeah, they were terrible. Though. I think it was Mullins. I thought they had a whole bunch of garbage till they traded for Jimmy G.
Oh yeah. Okay, here it is. They had the list of the quarterbacks before Jimmy Garoppolo were Colin Kaepernick and Blaine Gabbert.
Losers.
Yeah, I mean they're both miserable quarterbacks.
And they were a bad team then too. That's why Shanahan got the job.
Yep. Absolutely. And the Raiders, they freaking lost to Jeff Saturday on Sunday. It's weird how well Matt Ryan played, though.
Maybe, just maybe, sitting on the bench helped him a little bit. It also helped that Jonathan Taylor had a good day running the ball, which they've been unable to do all year. But, hey, I don't think Jeff Saturday's a great coach. How could we even possibly know? But maybe he just brought something, a little bit of life to the team because they were dead under Frank Reich, just dead.
Drew said here, your hair is messed up, Grumpy. Shouldn't you tell AJ Malesko that? Oh, wow.
All, my hair is not messed up today. AJ's is always, she looks like that. You know what she looks like? That bird that got hit by Randy Johnson was escaping AJ's head or maybe flying back into AJ's hair.
I thought you were about to say on the explosion of that bird. At impact, that's what AJ's hair looked like.
Well, it could have been. Go ahead. That's actually better line than mine. Yeah.
He said that was the end of the game. They're up 39-17.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Fair enough. But think about how they're trying to frame that. They're trying to frame that as pregame when Brian Flores' business. Let's go. We can do this. Let's go. Get ready. Get mentally pumped. To postgame, McDaniels after they win by
22 points.
Yeah, I was about to say by 22 points after they've beaten a team, and he's over there. They're on the sideline in the fourth corner as they're dominating a team up by 22. And, they're trying to frame that as like the coaches are going to have the same mindset, one before a game, one after a win. So here's the thing. I do think Mike is too buddy friendly, like teenage schoolgirl type of shit. Drew said, I swear, Randy Johnson hitting that bird was something straight out of a cartoon. It really is. It's like when you hear those stories of Bo Jackson where he threw that apple at a pig and killed it. That's like the first when I think of that. Have you never heard the story? He picked up a crab apple and threw it at a pig and killed the pig.
No, I didn't hear that. That sounds made up.
No. Bo Jackson, yes. He said he did that.
Okay. That sounds made up. That sounds made up. You can pull it up and he might have said it, but that sounds made up.
Okay. Give me a sec here.
It's not important. What's the next comment?
Hold on. You can read them, Grumpy. I'll get them pulled up.
Okay, let me see if I can find where we are.
You're not paying attention what we're doing tonight.
Well, okay, there we go. Alexander says the bird exploded. Explosion of the bird. Drew L says, damn, Alan Lazard is selling so hard.
Selling that so hard right now.
Alexander says Ross took Bailey's spot tonight. Yes, Ross got benched tonight. I don't know why.
God. Well, there you go. Well, we won't see him again. Nick Mullins and Alexander also said Kaepernick took the 49ers. No. He didn't take him to the Super Bowl. The 49ers took Colin Kaepernick to the Super Bowl. It's like Eli Manning. Eli Manning never took the Giants to the Super Bowl. The Giants took Eli Manning to the Super Bowl. Same thing. They won in spite. It wasn't like, Eli Manning had to throw for 300 yards and 5 touchdowns. No, not at all. Drew L. Grumpy.
I wasn't referring to your hair being messed up, Grumpy. You said that about someone else earlier. Okay. I do that often. I don't know if I did tonight or not, but AJ's hair usually I pick on. I didn't think her hair looked half bad today. It could have been just the lighting on the back.
Alexander also said, guys, be prepared to bundle up. It's cold here. Grumpy, you ready to bundle up? Matt LaFleur said, just made it out. The worst 4th and 1 call ever. Just made the worst 4th and 1 call ever. Oh, God.
I don't think he's a great coach.
I don't either. And Rodgers is at freaking odds with him. They yell at each other all the time on the sidelines.
All these guys who are like young 30s who get head coaching gigs because they'll have one good year as an offensive coordinator. I'm sorry.
Do you know how a veteran in the league sees that guy? They say, okay. You know what they say? They say, I'm over here as a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback, and you're over here the same age as me, who have been gifted a position and a lucky opportunity. Not only can you not play, but you're not as good as a coach that probably I am, because not only am I a better player than you, I could coach a team better than you can too.
Did you hear what Bruce Arians said this week?
No, what'd he say?
Because, Byron Leftwich is a shitty offensive coordinator. Everything is a run on first down. Teams know what the formations are, what they're running. The hero of the people was able to lead them out of that when he had healthy players and a better offensive line. This year, not so much. Bruce Arians said, I don't like how Byron, it's not his fault. People don't want to say it, but Brady's playing bad. I'm like, dude, is there any wonder? First of all, why are you even open up your mouth? You're not even you're part of the organization. And you're trying to rip the quarterback. The only reason that you ever won a Super Bowl ring is because the hero of the people was your quarterback. And you're going to stick up for the offensive coordinator who just sucks out loud. What a clown. Bruce Arians, buffoon. I've been steadfast calling him a buffoon for how long now? Ever since the hero of the people went there. That's how long.
Oh, good gracious, man. Well, Grumpy, we're here at the end of the show today. What do you want to say before we wrap things up?
I want to say love and laughter to everyone who listens and even those who don't. From TJ and the Grumpy Old Man, I know we're going to be back Sunday.
Yes.
Talking about the NFL games, talking about our excursion on Saturday night. We're going to have a lot of fun. I can't wait.
We'll do an adjunct Islander podcast. Who knows? I don't know. We'll play it by ear. Be on alert. Full alert, ladies and gentlemen. But thank you again, as always, Grumpy. And thank you everybody who tuned into the show. We'll see you in some capacity probably this Sunday. But thank you again, Grump.
My pleasure.